today. From First Energy Stadium in Cleveland, Ohio. This is the NFL on EA Sports.
And he can't field it cleanly. It's loose.
The Packers take over 1st and 10 at their own 38-yard line.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Working from the gun. Rodgers. Slant to Adams. Defenders giving chase, but I don't think they're going to get there. Touchdown, Packers. Davante Adams, 62 yards. And the Packers have taken the early lead. So now Rodgers will lead the Packers up to go for 2. Aaron Rodgers, Davante Adams, just a deadly combination, and we see why right there.
And we've seen it develop over the years because when Davante Adams first joined the Packers, he had to earn the trust of the quarterback, Aaron Rodgers. He has it in a big way now. He'll throw it to him long, he'll throw it to him short, but he always expects a big play to result.
Adams, former second-round pick out of Fresno State, plays like a first-round pick in the NFL. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29.
1st and 10 at their own 29-yard line.
Mayfield going to lead the Browns up now. 1st and 10, just shy of the 30. First carry now for Kareem Hunt. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
Yeah, I don't know if it's exactly a win-win, but if you're on offense, you'll take that kind of a run, all right? It was kind of stacked up, found a little bit of yardage, and frankly, they're pretty close to staying on schedule on offense. The playbook is still open for the coordinator.
And they see right through that defensively as he'll be hit and taken down to the backfield. It'll go down as a 2-yard loss, and it brings up a 3rd down. Working out of the gun, Mayfield into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Darnell Savage. And into the end zone. It's a pick 6 and a Packer touchdown. We thought this defense would be opportunistic, and they were. Here, you're already up. Now you got a 2-touchdown lead. I tell you, going out there on defense, did they have a little bit of extra momentum with a score already on the board?
Oh, without a doubt. That already felt good to them. They took it and used it and obviously put up another one. But here's the thing now. Some defense coordinators might want to pull their guys back a little bit because they don't want them to make mistakes because they're too overamped. Others say, I've got 2-touchdown lead. Go get them, guys. They'll be even more aggressive.
I think we're sensing a trend here. 2 first-half touchdowns. After going for 2 after the first score, CD, I thought maybe they would kick the PAT here. No, they get 2 more.
No, they decided to really press the advantage because, remember, getting the 2 after the first score, you've already got the other team back on their heels if they're going to mount a comeback. But to go up 2 scores and 2 two-point conversions, you've really got them thinking on the other sideline.
1st and 10 at their own 31-yard line.
Second drive coming up here for Cleveland as they return to the field on offense. And they just had that pick 6. I guess the only positive maybe them returning that for a touchdown. This offense, and the Packers give him nowhere to go, and they bring him down.
Mayfield sacked.
Well, someone's been up to the task so far in this game. They are already up a couple of scores, Brandon, and guess what? I think they're just going to pin their ears back now and get upfield and get after the quarterback.
It's been such an impressive first half to get that lead. Oh, a ball batted in the air, and now it's intercepted. Kevin King with a pick. And they have possession, and they have it at the 38-yard line. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. So after the INT, it's Rodgers. Escaping the pressure right. He'll get this to Lazard. And he gets it all the way down inside the 10 and mark him at the 5. 33 yards that time.
But they didn't ease into that drive right out of the turnover. They go for the big shot downfield and hit it. A lot of teams have that opportunity, but not every coach is going to greenlight that type of a play call. I love their aggressiveness.
And they go the wrong way on this one. Losing yardage back at the 12. It'll be a loss of 7 on the play. And that'll make it 2nd and goal.
2nd and goal at the 12-yard line.
Now the man from UTEP, this is Aaron Jones. And he was able to shed 1 tackle but could not get away from there. Only a couple yards there, and that's going to set up a long 3rd and goal. Shotgun now for Rodgers. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
They certainly had good starting field position on that drive, but couldn't do anything with it after 3 plays. Have to admit that that's a disappointing end to excellent field position. When that drive started, they had 6 points that they were thinking about.
They'll go for it. It's Rodgers. And that is going to be incomplete. They can't hook up here on the 4th down pass attempt, and this Browns defense stands tall. Well, they were looking for a clutch play there on 4th, unable to come up with it.
How about that defense, though, huh? How about that D?
Momentum swing.
And, you know, I remember playing how much 4th downs were emphasized.
And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. And the Packers pick it up. And he will bring this one back. A fumble return for a Green Bay touchdown.
Touchdown, Green Bay.
Huge, huge play by the defense, not only to force the fumble, obviously, but to return it for a touchdown.
And I know it's no fun for anyone who plays offense, but isn't it fun to see how a defense rallies when there's a fumble return and everyone tries to find someone to block and bring it all the way home?
I always like their celebrations because they don't get there that often.
No, they're not choreographed. Very well, usually.
Browns, nothing.
Well, not content with a first quarter lead, I guess. They're going to go onside kick. Oh, I think the Packers got it. Yep, Green Bay football. Well, there you go. Just your everyday leading big, and you onside kick it with a lead. They got it. I mean, it worked, but interesting call.
I think because they have such a margin, they feel a little bit bolder about what they're doing. And it's not only just to try and increase their lead, but that's their way of saying we're in full control of this game, and we can kind of do what we want.
And here's a good way to kick off a drive, complete over the middle. And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. And he lost the football.
Rodgers' pass complete to Marquez Valdez.
Call it luck or skill, whatever the case is. They're feeling good about just keeping the football there.
Yeah, the biggest thing that they're calling it now, our ball. I mean, they don't care if it was luck or skill. Boy, the panic that jumps up in your chest when that ball's on the ground, whether you get it or your teammate gets it, just as long as you retain possession, that's all you're looking for.
14 yards, good for a Packer first down.
First down.
They run the option here on 1st and 10. Gets this to his running back, Aaron Jones. The completion, but they go in the wrong direction. A loss of yards, and now they're dealing with a 2nd and long. An entertaining start to this one. More to come on EA Sports.
24. Browns, nothing.
On 2nd down, it's Jones. And he will cross the 30 down to the 29-yard line. 3 yards is the pickup, but it leaves them still needing 11 here on third down.
3-yard gain on the play. Brings up
from the gun, it's Rodgers. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. Rodgers teaming up with Lazard there for a Packer first down.
Well, remember, they tried to give him the ball and let him run on the last play, but I think the light bulb went off in their play caller's mind, and this time they get it to him the more conventional way, and it's much more successful as well.
This will be caught just inside the 10. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
Brings up 2nd and 2 at that 8-yard line.
Shotgun now for Rodgers. This is caught, and he will get this into the end zone. Touchdown, Green Bay.
Touchdown
from 8 yards out as his guys continue to pour it on. So now Rodgers will lead the Packers up to go for 2.
CD, it seemed like they were so focused on the guys out wide, they forgot about him out of the backfield.
That's a really good point because you got to communicate, and oftentimes when you start counting receivers, that's exactly what you do. You start from the widest receiver, work your way inside. Who gets lost sometimes? The back in the backfield. That's exactly what happened there.
And he got into the end zone.
From the 10. Oh, a good return up past the 30. A solid return, pretty good field position. The Cleveland offense ready to go. And they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, had your fun? All right.
Throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership. On first down, they'll run with Chubb. That one good for 10 yards. And that'll bring up a 2nd and just about a few inches here.
That's a really nice job by them picking up the run blitz and detecting it and blocking it and turning it into a nice run. And a lot of times you think if you blitz a running play, you're going to smother it. But a lot of the blitzers, they come.
And all the way in. Touchdown, Cleveland. Austin Hooper, 32 yards. And the Browns get a score closer.
And what a weapon he is at the tight end spot, because when they throw him the football downfield, they count on him getting additional yardage almost every time. And that's exactly what he did there. Caught that, ran with it, all the way to the end zone.
Well, it is still a lopsided score, so they're going to try a second quarter onside kick. And this one travels out of bounds, so unsuccessful there on the onside kick try.
Offense. Come on, baby, we got to do our job.
So they touched it before it went 10, and that's obviously not going to help their comeback bid here in the 4th.
No, not at all, and they're trying to get something going after one there, but you've got to give yourself a chance. Let it go 10 before you touch it.
Throwing on first down is Rodgers. Oh, he got position on him, and he pulls it in. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. A good pickup there of 20 yards. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. On first and 10, here's Rodgers. He'll buy some time right. Got a man. It's Tanyan complete. A lot of work to but no actual yardage there on the catch. It's second down.
Well, that was a simple throw and catch, but even with that completion, 0 yards gained, so they're behind schedule on down and distance.
I think they were hoping to get it to him. He could make a man or two miss, but that window closed quickly. They do get a yard there, but only a yard. Leaves them with 3rd and 9 looming.
It's a gain of a yard. And it's
throwing is Rodgers on 3rd down. And he's going to take it in. Touchdown, Packers. It's Davante Adams hauling it in from Aaron Rodgers. And the Packers continue to roll. Here comes Rodgers now as he'll go for the 2-point conversion.
Now he's having a nice little first half here, partner.
And it's a first half that leaves us anticipating what can still come. I mean, 2 touchdowns already here through the second quarter. There could be plenty more before this game is over.
Crosby to kick off for Green Bay.
Now after the touchdown, here's Crosby to kick it away. Here's Jarvis Landry now on the return. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line.
At their own 30-yard line.
Now Nick Chubb of the Browns gets set for their next possession. You can count his carries on one finger. They've only given him the rock one time, Charles. What gives?
So we can't draw any conclusions just yet. He has to touch the ball multiple times in order to get into a rhythm and have a chance to have success. You know who else gets into a rhythm? The offensive line. They feel better about what they're doing when they know they've had multiple.
And Mayfield again with the interception, his third. Picked off at the 47, and he's able to get it back to the 41-yard line. Before we came up to the booth, last thing he said as we were walking off the field, want to play mistake-free football. Well, that just went out the window there with a pick.
And do you remember what you said to me when we were walking up to the booth after he said that? You're like, oh, the last words. Every time we hear that, things tend to fall apart a little bit, and that's what we saw there. Didn't get enough on that throw, and it turned into an interception.
Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6.
At the 37-yard line.
And this is caught at the 8. And down he goes, taking it inside the 10, just shy of the 5 at the 6. Better than a 30-yard gain as we wind down towards 30 seconds left in the quarter. A chance to really cap off a big first half here as they come up on 1st and goal. And the Packers are going to have 1st and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points. Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see. Touchdown, Packers! It's Devontae Adams hauling it in from Aaron Rodgers. And the Packers are pouring it on. So now Rodgers will lead the Packers up to go for 2.
And that's a lead that excites a team as they head into the half. Good way to finish things off.
Yeah, able to extend that lead, and you always say it can totally change the complexion of half number 2.
Yeah, it changes your morale, changes your outlook. But even before that, let's see if they decide to kind of squib kick or what they're going to do on the kickoff, because you don't want to give up a big play right before the half ends.
Good point. So time enough for a kickoff here. 5 seconds remaining in this first half. And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27.
At their own 27-yard line.
The Browns drive about to get started. And from this spot in the field with the clock where it's at, you think we're just going to see a knee and that's it?
And I think in this situation, that's the proper play. But we do know there's some risk takers out there that may want to take one more shot before the clock runs out.
You want the 3rd quarter already? No problem. Let's do it.
Mason Crosby to kick off for Green Bay.
The Browns going to see the football first, but they trail here as we resume play on EA Sports. And solid field position here to start as they get this out to the 40-yard line.
You know, we always talk about the chess match in a football game, but we're usually talking about offensive coordinator versus defensive coordinator. How about the special teams coaches? I think we just saw a big-time adjustment by one to help his team get a spark to start the second half.
The 3rd quarter starts with a run by Chubb. And not a lot of daylight. Not really any daylight inside as he's going to be stopped right at the line of scrimmage. Brings up 2nd down. So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10.
At the 40-yard line.
From the gun, Mayfield. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off by Jair Alexander. And his guys are going to take over at their own 48-yard line.
At their own 48.
So an opening drive interception to begin this second half.
And just think about the time you spent in the locker room going over what you expected to do in the second half. Not the way they saw it, not the way they drew it up. You find out this is something that you can't just edit, right? There's no rewrite here. This is live, and now they've got to find a way out of this hole.
In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
Yeah, and they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
Now he dumps this off over the middle. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or two shy of the 30. 19 yards to pick up there. Move the chains.
And if anyone thinks they're just going to tuck their horns in and pull back off the throttle a little bit, you can forget it. Even with this big third-quarter lead, I think this team's going to continue to take their shots downfield, and there's another completion.
2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
And that's what this defense is going to need to do more in the second half. Good pressure that time, forces some indecision in the backfield. He's going to wind up being taken down for a nice loss.